What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another reaction video. Today is F1 Fridays. We're checking out why don't F1 cars have closed cockpits. Never really noticed this when reacting to the F1 videos. It's from WTF1, one of the best F1 channels on YouTube. Reacted to a lot of his videos so far, so shout out to him, always making great videos. Let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. Once again, why don't F1 cars have closed cockpits? Longer video today, usually the normal 7 minutes long.
Why don't F1 cars use closed cockpits? Let's cast our minds back to when F1 first announced they were introducing the Halo. That really was a debate-worthy time, wasn't it? You had a ton of people that
I'll try not to talk over it so much.
Some people that wanted it changed, and very few
I know you guys don't like that.
I remember the first T-Cam on board I saw, and my immediate reaction was basketball hoop. Now, obviously, we all unanimously agree that the Halo has been one of the best decisions F1 has ever made. It has protected drivers from potentially fatal crashes, from Charles Leclerc in Spa 2018 to Romain Grosjean in Bahrain last year. But why did F1 go with the Halo design when there were other alternatives out there? Firstly, I think it's important to address that this wasn't just a quick decision by the FIA. The idea of a cockpit protection device has been in discussion for years and years around motorsport, especially in championships like F1 and IndyCar. Back in 2011, F1 engineers tested out the idea of a fighter jet canopy with help from the FIA.
Makes sense.
When this idea was initially tested, the most recent example of a driver suffering severe head trauma from flying debris in Formula 1 was Felipe Massa. Massa was hit by a spring that had come loose from the car of Rubens Barrichello during a freak accident in qualifying for the 2009 Hungarian Grand Prix.
The cockpit shatters when you crash.
Even in 2009,
get up on you.
during conversations about closed cockpits, a lot of questions were raised. Could a driver extract themselves? Would the structure be strong enough? What would happen in the event of a fire?
What happens if you're trapped? You know what I mean?
On the driver, and would this stop a marshal from removing someone?
So some of them basically already in my thoughts.
Ran 2 tests to explore the options available for a closed cockpit.
One, the shattered glass or whatever it's made out of, and 2, how do you get out?
Experiment using a fighter jet canopy made from an aerospace spec polycarbonate, both
but I assume though the glass is pretty strong.
Materials.
Yep.
During the tests, a precise setup was used to fire a typical F1 tyre into the structure's path at an exact speed of 140 miles per hour, which is around 225 kilometers an hour. Both tests gave the FIA essential feedback, with the windscreen sustaining significant damage during the test, despite managing to deflect the tyre above where the driver would be located.
Shattered, but not.
However, the fighter jet canopy passed with flying colours, managing to bounce the tyre away.
Look at that, jiggled like jello.
And with minimal damage to the screen itself. Work continued.
I'd assume fighter pilots are got to be way tougher than F1 cars if they had a cockpit.
Comparable to today's Halo. However, when this new roll hoop structure was presented to F1's strategy group in 2013, the idea was criticised for being too ugly, and the project was terminated.
I'd rather be safe than ugly.
A year later, F1
or rather be safe than look good.
Darkest
should I say?
After the catastrophic loss of Jules Bianchi. Although an investigation decided a closed cockpit design wouldn't have saved the young driver's life during the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix, there is no doubt that opinions were changed about the necessity for closed cockpits and preventing further accidents down the line. Just weeks after Bianchi passed away, IndyCar star Justin Wilson was killed after a piece of debris made contact with his helmet during the 2015 ABC Supply 500. There was now a real sense of importance and urgency from the motorsport community that something needed to be done. The following year, the first Halo device was tested on an F1 car.
Doesn't look too bad.
Testing. It was initially rejected for use during the 2017 season, with teams and drivers concerned over the visibility.
Yeah.
But from 2018,
I don't know about that visibility.
And the Halo became mandatory. However, Red Bull Technologies also helped create a windscreen of sorts in 2016, similar to the fighter jet canopy that the FIA tested 5 years prior. That was never accepted by F1. Why? Well, it certainly wasn't because the cockpit protection
right there, that doesn't even look that bad.
In fact, IndyCar partnered with Red Bull on this design in 2020 and now use it in their championship to keep their drivers protected during average speeds of 157 miles per hour, 252 kilometers an hour at events like the Indy 500. The closed cockpit device that IndyCar now uses is almost a hybrid between a canopy and the Halo. You can see from images that behind the thick transparent polycarbonate canopy is a strong titanium halo. A design like this will repel the smaller debris thanks to the windshield and be strong enough to reflect larger parts like springs or tyres.
That vision though, something right in the
Overall,
middle.
The structure can withstand
like that. I don't know.
15
That's
tons of force.
that has to
The original
knock off some
Aeroscreen
skill from you.
prototype that
Knock
was
off some
tested
vision.
during FP1 at Sochi in 2016 did not have the additional support of a halo behind it. In fact, when a digital reenactment of the 2018 Belgian Grand Prix start crash involving Alonso and Leclerc was created using a similar Aeroscreen design, it was decided that such a device would only offer 10% of the protection that the halo offered Leclerc. IndyCar's solution wasn't as easy as plonking a fighter jet screen over their cars though, far from it. There was one big problem: cooling. As you would imagine, driving at such high speeds will result in you feeling the wind and breeze rushing past you. However, once you chuck a screen in the way, any fresh air will be sent right over
Imagine that
your
little
head.
small area
The result,
tight.
feeling like you're in a sauna rather than a race.
Didn't think about that either.
It's not just the driver's head that needs cooling either. The torso and legs are also vital to keep at suitable temperatures throughout a race.
Gotta stay comfortable, obviously.
When
You're in a
testing
race
out
for that long,
alternatives
going
at
that
races
fast.
last year, a nostril design was used, giving air to the driver's feet and legs. Furthermore, IndyCar created another system that picks up air and pushes it through a hose
snorkel?
into the driver's helmet. IndyCar has also allowed teams to modify the canopy with cooling ducts on both sides of the screen. At least one of these ducts must go to the driver's helmet, with the other being able to send cool air to wherever the team chooses. The screen can also be fitted or removed in 15 minutes to help recover a driver behind the wheel or just for basic maintenance. So where does F1 go from here? Both designs are suitable for their chosen championship.
I don't like the halo. I really
In terms of
don't.
overall protection, you could argue that IndyCar
Let
is
me
the
know
safer
what you guys think about
option of the two.
the halo.
Although a decision on the optimal way to improve cooling has not yet been decided.
I do like the simple screen though.
For now, F1 must
Nothing
continue
in the
with
middle.
its halo design. With the 2022 regulations coming into effect next year, the second generation of cockpit protection design will follow. A better integrated halo looks to be implemented, with the structure looking sleeker and at home on the car compared to the first design. Could we see an aero screen in the future? Absolutely. F1 is always looking for ways to improve itself, and with the introduction of the new CEO, Stefano Domenicali, a screen could be a strong possibility in the next decade or so. For now, though, both championships and their governing bodies will continue to
right
work
there, right in the
together
bottom
and
right.
share data to help make our
That was
sport
perfect.
a safer place. F1 and the FIA currently relay any data and findings on the halo with IndyCar and vice versa. What would you think to a closed cockpit design for Formula One? Let us know in the comments.
Basically, heard all mine. So very, very good video. Very interesting, of course. He always makes good videos. But yeah, closed cockpit. I don't know. There's a lot of problems with that, of course. Shattered glass, being hot, crashing. Taking a while to get out of there. The halo, don't like the little split in between. Maybe it doesn't affect people that much as I think it does. I don't know. But I don't know. If I was a driver, I would want something going right in the middle, especially a competitive driver like that. But like that simple screen that just goes around something small, something that could, stop debris like a tire or metal come flying at you. So at least, hit the screen and roll off. At least it doesn't go straight to your head, which obviously is dangerous. But then the cockpit too could also help that. But I don't know. If I was, to make a rule about that, I would just say a simple screen, strong screen, of course, right across the front. That's simple. Let me know what you guys think, though, of course. I want to hear what you guys know. I know a lot of my Formula 1 subscribers know a lot more than I do. So, let me know what you think. Halo, cockpit, no cockpit, leave it how it is. Let me know how you guys think. If you guys did like this video, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 6,000 subscribers. Recommend more videos. I'm out, guys. Peace.